Mingo is part of the National Wildlife Refuge System. It encompasses over 550 refuges located throughout the entire United States. Mingo is part of the Midwest region. They call it the Great Lakes and Rivers region. And so it's just one of 9 refuges located in the state of Missouri. 25,000 years ago, the Mississippi River actually used to run through what is now Mingo Refuge. So the refuge is actually an abandoned river channel of the Mississippi River. 18,000 years ago, surging glacial meltwaters and probably an earthquake caused the river to shift more towards its current path east of here. But it left behind this pristine, low swampland that you see here today. The first inhabitants of the refuge dates back to roughly 7,000 years ago. There's archaeological evidence that Native Americans used the swamp not necessarily for a place to live, but as a seasonal place to go and hunt. The rich swampland, with beavers, turkey, deer, ducks, and fish, it was plentiful with a diversity of wildlife. And it wasn't until the mid to late 1800s that settlers started to come here and to try and profit on the resources here. And there was that mindset that resources were unlimited, so there wasn't much selective harvesting. It's basically they took everything. Well, with that mindset, it didn't take long. From 1900 to like 1910, they harvested quite a few trees, and by 1915, basically all of it was cleared. All the trees were cleared and harvested on the refuge. Even though the trees were gone, the settlers still looked to the Mingo Basin as a source for economic value. And with the trees gone, the next thing they looked for was farming, for agriculture. Most of southeast Missouri today, if you drive towards the Mississippi River from here, most of it is agriculture. And most of that land was at one time similar to what you see here at Mingo. A lot of the trees were cleared, and then once they cleared, they started to put in drainage districts to try and drain the swampland, to drain that low area to make it suitable for agricultural purposes. And they attempted to do that here at Mingo. By the 1930s, the attempt to drain this was given up on, and for a short time period, this was kind of a free-for-all. So it would have looked a lot different from what you see today. It wasn't until 1944 that the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service came in and set aside roughly 22,000 acres in the Mingo Basin to become Mingo National Wildlife Refuge. The main mission, when it was established, and it continues to today, is to provide a sanctuary for migratory waterfowl and other migratory birds, and then to protect the bottomland hardwood forest habitat. Southeast Missouri was once roughly 2.5 million acres of bottomland hardwood forest. Well, now today, Mingo and Duck Creek, which is a neighboring state conservation area, consists of the largest remaining tract of bottomland hardwood forest in Missouri today. So it really is a remnant of what southeast Missouri used to look like. And not only is this place a place for wildlife, that's our primary mission, that's always what it's going to be, wildlife, providing habitat for wildlife, for migratory waterfowl, that comes first. But it's also a place for people to enjoy. Not only people now, but for future generations to see what southeast Missouri used to look like, and then to see the wildlife that relies on this habitat.